Hi guys, and welcome back to the Iron Personal Training YouTube channel. And as much as I look like I'm coming from some prisoner of war camp, that's not the case. I'm going to talk to you about the ABPU single lifts that happened over a month ago now in May, but I have just been ridiculously busy since then, and I've not had a chance to probably sit down and do a video and talk about it. So anybody who's been following my YouTube, you know there's big gaps missing basically. So we're going to go from this, and then we're going to go to full power Brits prep, and then I'll talk about a bit what's coming after that afterwards. So this video I'm recording actually is only 2 weeks away from full power Brits prep. I am going to get a haircut for Brits and just before, so I don't look like I've just escaped from somewhere, so apologies if anyone's a little bit scared. But yeah, so we're going to talk about single lifts. Like I say, it was a long time ago, so I've had a chance to digest it, think about what happened, and move on. I'm saying that like something bad happened. Nothing bad happened. But because I've not really shown any videos of the prep, I'm just going to show you a couple of videos from the prep here now.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Not that.
Come on, come on, come on. You got that?
Oh, there you go, come on. Press. 1. Right.
3, 2, 1.
Press. 1. Right. So as you can see from the videos, I had the best prep I think I've ever had for a competition. When I started the prep, when I started the off season, my out of the my ideal goal would be able to be attempting 190 kilos. And in the peaking phase of this prep, obviously this isn't where the strength was built. The strength was built in the blocks beforehand, but in the peaking strength, I managed to get a 7.5 kilo PB. So I hit a 182.5, which is a 2.5 kilo PB, a 185 and a 187.5. Really happy, you know, everything felt nice. Managed to tick those numbers up on the board as well. I've got my nice little one bench spot that I'm keeping hold of for now. So yeah, going into the comp, everything felt really good. Everything felt like I'd done everything that I could do. Everything was right. There is something that would change in the prep, but we're going to talk about that maybe a bit after we talk about the comp. So we went to the comp, went down with my mate, did the afternoon weigh-in, and in the lead up to this, I'd been weighing roughly about 122 kilos for the under 125 class. So I didn't really have to do a cut or anything like that. With it being the later weigh-in, I did maybe eat as much in that day up to that point as I would. And when I weighed in at 118 kilos, which seemed very light. I do feel like the scales were maybe weighing in a little bit light. I don't know. And I don't know if I'd weighed down, because by the time I got home, like 2 days afterwards, or a day afterwards, but by the time I'd done that, eating loads of food again and whatever, I was at 122 again on my scale. So I don't know if my scales are slightly out or their scales were weighing in slightly light. I think their scales were weighing in slightly light beforehand, if I'm honest. But you know, I wasn't close to the weight limits anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. It was just interesting to see. So after that, went and did the usual stuff, ate loads of food, tried to get back up again, refueled. I went into the competition day feeling pretty confident. I did wake up, didn't have the best of night's sleeps, I'm going to say. Not for any particular reason, you know, you just those pre-comp nerves and excitement that you have before you go into a competition. So I don't think I did sleep the best. So I was a little bit tired going in, but you know, had my energy drinks, pre-workouts. Actually, there's one thing that I did forget to take was pre-workout as well. So I'm not sure if that had an effect. I shouldn't say forgot. I planned not to take any because I'd not used any in my prep because I'd run out. So maybe had an effect, had my dextrose, sugar tablets, everything like that, trying to peak the blood sugars as we went in. So I did a warm-ups. We were using something slightly different. We were using an F8 25 kilo bar, which was slightly thicker. When you were using it, you couldn't really tell a difference. It was a really nice bar, but it did sit a bit thicker in the hand. But like I say, when you were doing your pressing, you couldn't really tell. But yeah, started at warm-ups. There's always a nice group of people at single lifts, even though we were at Bolton this time instead of Manchester. So it was nice to see a couple of familiar faces again. And we all warmed up, went in, opened at 175 kilos, and I'll put the video in here.
One a day. Yeah. Come on, Andy. Easy.
And as you can see, the 175 kilos moved really nicely. I felt very confident after that. Best 175s ever moved. You know, when you do your last when you redo your first attempts in training at the end of the block, or that's what I always like to do, like 2 weeks out, it always feels a bit slower and a bit sluggish because your body's a bit beaten up. But this just felt easy. It flew, and I was really happy. Gave me the confidence to go forward. So I went for 182.5 kilos, which would be a 2.5 kilo competition PB. I hit that, and well, here's the video.
Go on, Eddie. Go on. Yeah.
And as you can see, it wasn't the quickest rep ever, but my top end benching, and my top end really in anything, whether it's squats, deadlifts, bench, are never like super quick. They just kind of stay at this nice consistent speed. I was squatting actually within a gym, and a client of mine even said, like, you know, sometimes you make a jump and I think you're going to fail it because your one was quite slow before, but then you make that jump and it just looks the same. And it's the kind of the same with the bench. So I did it. It did feel a little bit heavy, but it still had that same consistent speed. One thing I did do was when we had the unrack, I was apparently quite close to the rack, and they were worried that I was going to catch it on the way down, which would have been a red light. So they did hold it a bit longer. Whether that had effect or not, I don't know. It did make me think when I set it up for my last one that I need to set up a little bit further away from the rack. But apart from that, you know, I was feeling really confident going into the last one. And here it is. Here's the 190 attempt.
Come on.
As you can see, I just missed it. Came up to what, about halfway, just under halfway, and it was like it was moving really nicely, and it was like somebody literally just put the hands on it and pushed down, and I'm like, no, that's it, that's as far as you're going today. And to be honest, I was really disappointed. This is probably the first time I've done a comp and walked away and felt this disappointed from missing a thing. You know, prep had just gone so well. You know, everything just felt like it was there to take on the day. But it's powerlifting's a funny game, you know. Like, I hit 180 for the first time in comp last year in November for powerlifting games. When I did that, I felt like I was on top of the world, you know. I was like, this is the moment. Everything here is just fun. And, you know, we've hit that milestone. Whatever happens next is fine. And now I'm hitting 182.5 for my second attempt fairly comfortably. And I'm like, well, I'm not very happy about this. You know, powerlifting's a funny game. And we'll just talk a bit more about the show, and then we'll talk a bit about what's next planning wise for bench. So with all this, I managed to come second, which was the position that I thought I would finish in. First place finish on a 215 kilos. So it's not like the 190 would have got me first place, which does make it a little bit easier to take. But it does mean I qualified for the ABPU Single Lift World Championships in Idaho Falls in America. And this year I am going. I've been very grateful that some of my clients have set up a GoFundMe and a raffle to win some fantastic prizes. So people have been very generous giving to that. So I will leave the link below if anyone would like to help out. So I'm definitely going to Idaho Falls in America, bench pressing. I'm really looking forward to that. But let's talk about what's coming next now. So as you can see, Wales is coming, but that's at the end of August. And we have Full Power Brits in July. So I'm going to hopefully hit top 3 in Full Power in July as well. My prep for that has gone really well. I've literally just done my openers today actually, which you'll see, which I've not filmed actually, so you won't see later. Never mind. So yeah, hopefully going to finish top 3 in that, and then I'll do that for Wales as well. But for my prep for Full Power Brits, in terms of bench, what I've done is I've added in isometrics. I've done a lot of dead stops into bands, which I find have really helped because you're building from that position. There's no elastic response, and you're just trying to break through that band tension. You'll see them in the video, so that I'm going to post hopefully very soon. I do think it is the single best accessory press movement that you can do to build your bench. So yeah, stay tuned with the videos, give them a watch. You'll be able to see a little bit more of what I've been doing, and then hopefully I'm going to hit that 119 single list. So that's it. So coming up in Full Power, so coming up we have Full Power Brits, which I'm really excited for, and we also have at least Single Lift Worlds as well, hopefully Full Power Worlds as well, which at the end of August in Idaho Falls, like I said. But thank you all for watching the video, guys. Sorry that the review and recap is so late. I will one day do one of these when it's actually like fresh in the memory, and you know, like I've just done it, you'll get a bit more of raw emotion. When I do go to America for Worlds, whether it's just single lift or Full Power and single lift, I am going to try and do a bit more of like a vlog kind of thing and film a bit more while I'm out there. So yeah, if you'd like to see that, just let me know. And apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next videos, which will be my prep for single lift, which basically started straight after the competition we've just been talking about. So I'll see you then, and have a good one.